Dear visitors, we would like to remind you that hygienic and safety requirements to products, as well as those related to labor safety and environment protection, belong to the core priorities of our manufacturing facility. Entry to the territory of the plant is allowed only after presentation of personal identification card or plastic card pass. Upon termination of term of stay at the territory, cards, passes should be returned to security guard. Access to site objects is granted, taking into consideration the working hours and the specific workplace, as well as availability of a person accompanying you during your visit. You may not take any pictures, make any records, or take any things from the factory unless otherwise is properly authorized. Attending our site, you will be issued a visitor identification badge. You may not enter production areas if you are having symptoms of a disease. You are allowed to enter the manufacturing area only if you are wearing a white robe and a cap covering your hair completely, safety shoes and earplugs. It's prohibited to enter production hall wearing items of jewelry and watches. You may not take any bag with you as it is inconsistent with the safety and hygienic requirements. If you are wearing a paint base or artificial manicure, you should wear gloves. It is prohibited to bring to the site or consume at the site alcohol or narcotic substances. It is prohibited to smoke, chew a gum, eat, or use toothpicks in manufacturing areas. Special zones for smoking are allocated at the territory of the site. You should wash and disinfect your hands when entering a production zone. Entering the production hall, it is necessary to carefully wash your hands with soap, to wipe and disinfect them with disinfectant solution. The same procedure of hands washing should occur every time after visiting toilet rooms. To avoid the risk of falling at the territory of the site, you should wear low heels footwear covering the front and the back parts of the feet. The sole should not provide for sliding on the floor. Not run at the territory of the site. Pay attention to all the warning signs and carefully pass through the dangerous areas. Attending the site, beware of the transport means to avoid accidents. Moving towards an approaching vehicle, it is necessary to keep to the left side of the traffic line and toward a pedestrian to the right. Please pay attention to the warning signs inside the plant. Working or not, do not touch any machine or equipment. Visiting some specially marked areas with an increased production noise level, use special individual protective devices such as earplugs. In case you hear a signal of alarm or receive a verbal notification about urgent evacuation, follow the evacuation route and go to the specified areas accompanied by the contact person. In case of emergency situation, push the emergency button. There are two different alarms in the plant. The first one is the fire alarm. please do not react when you hear this alarm. It has no meaning for the visitors. The second one is the evacuation alarm. The evacuating alarm means all employees, visitors and contractors must listen instructions from loudspeaker. The factory is provided with primary fire extinguishing means. These are fire extinguishers, carbon dioxide and powder. Internal fire hydrants complete sets are equipped with sleeves and fire trunks. Each production floor has a first aid kit containing necessary medications enough to render an urgent help in case of trauma. Workers who were trained to give first aid wear green hats. The ground floor of the administration building has a medical point where the first aid can be provided to employees.